What's up guys, DC1983 your Gaming Tech, and I'm back again. This is a correction to my first video. So I did a little bit of snooping around because I should have done this in the first place. I checked out some sites and I was looking, almost every site says that the Xbox 720 is supposed to be 20% more powerful than the actual Nintendo Wii U. So I went ahead and did some actual checking, and I actually looked at some videos and I did some comparisons myself on AMD's site. I did some on GPU reviews. I did some on Tom's Hardware, and I looked at some of the stuff, and I basically seen, from what I've seen, that these sites are giving us the wrong information. So, like an idiot, like I should have done this myself and looked this up. You know, from a person that's been PC gaming for a long time, I should have noticed something. Like the 6670 is like a low base card. To me, that's like the GTX 460, the low base GTX 460 card that people only pay like 120 bucks to get, and they just go ahead and SLI it to get like the best thing that they can. And that's basically the same thing what this card is. It's a low end card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and give you guys a brief description of what the actual cards look. I'm going to show you everything on paper of how this thing actually looks, and like to see that these sites have no idea what they're talking about, and the Nintendo Wii U is still 20% more powerful, well two times more powerful than the Xbox 720. Remember, there are 4 versions of the AMD, what's it called? The AMD R700 chip, like I've told you guys is going to be using before, which is the AMD HD 4870. And that card is like the tough dog daddy. Kind of like back in the day, that card was the GTX 580. And it was basically almost impossible to beat. They even had the black edition of the dual core, the dual GPU version of the GTX 4870 X2, which was a freaking sick ass card, and at the time it was very expensive. Now that's just a single core version of the card, which is what the Wii U is supposed to have, which is 1 gig of RAM. So let's get down into it and show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so here's that breakdown demonstration I was talking about. On the right hand side we have the ATI Radeon 4870, and which is going to be in the Wii U, and then we have the AMD 6670 DDR5, which is going to be the Xbox 720. Which is now, these are rumored cards. There was no official from anyone, just trusted sites. And I mean, my mistake for my first video on this, but according to IGN with their retarded articles, I should have known better and I should have read my own information. Now, this card, they say here, is 20% greater performance than the Nintendo's forthcoming console, the Wii U, which is, I'm going to prove to you guys that it is not. We also have the same article on OneUp.com. We have the same idiot remarks on Eurogamer.net. We also have the same thing on Kotaku and Joystick. These guys do not give like full. I don't know who writes their stuff, but it's complete BS. And I should have did my own research, so you guys can go ahead and thumb down my last video for being an idiot and not doing my gaming tech head research. But let's get on into it. Now, the memory bandwidth of the 4870 is 115.2 gigabits per second compared to the 6670, which is only 64 gigabits per second. So right then and there, it doubles it completely. And if we go into the actual gigaflops per second, the gigaflops on the actual 4870, which is 1,200, and now going over to the gigaflops on the 6670 is 768 gigaflops, which the 4870 destroys this card, murders it, just completely demolishes it. That's 2x. That's 2 times, guys. And now let's go on to the texture fill rate. The pixel fill rate is 12,000 pixels per second on the actual screen of the video card itself, compared to 6,400 pixels per second. Now we go down to the actual texture fill rate. The texture fill per second rate is 30,000 compared to 19,200. So right then and there, the GPU that's going to be in the Wii U demolishes the actual 720 66.7 DDR5 GPU. And let's go on to a little bit more so I can show you guys a little bit more what I'm talking about. Now over here at Hardware Compares, These guys are pretty reliable. Don't worry about the power usage. Yes, it's an older card, so it has bad heat sinks and all the other stuff, so it runs a little bit hotter. But being that it's actually developed and put into this unit, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be doing the same thing. But now let's go down to the memory bandwidth. We've already explained this. The AMD 4870 is running at 115,200 megabits per second compared to the 667 OEM, which is 64,000 megabits per second. The difference between that is 51,200, which is running 80% better than the actual 6670, and that's a chart for you guys to show you, so I can show you guys on a chart how far along the race is. Now let's go down to the texture fill rate. Now we've already seen it's 30,000 and 19,200. The 667 loses again, and by 10,800, which the 47 runs 56% way better than this actual card. So I don't know what to say, guys. This is just complete obliteration here. And now let's go down to the pixel fill rate. Now the Radeon 47 is 1 gigabit, which is approximately 88% more efficient on anti-aliasing than the Radeon 667 OEM, and is compatible of handling higher resolutions while still performing well. Now, here we go on the chart. It's running 12,000, like I said before, and this is running 6,400, which is a difference of 5,600, which is 88% more efficient and better than the actual 6670. Now, let's go a little bit more to an up-to-date chart. This is up-to-date, by the way. This is extremely up-to-date. This was done in January. Now, let's go down to video cards, 3D Mark. This is a 3D Mark test chart. This is high-end video cards, updated the 25th. So this was updated today as of January 2012. Now let's go ahead and check this out. The 6670 is running at 1,226, running at a MSRP of $69. Built how much it makes to build the actual card itself, or how much the manufacturer card price is. So it's already on the chart at 1,226. Now let's go up to the 4870. Now, here we go. The 4870 is running at, let's go ahead and highlight this for you guys. Whoops. The 4870 is running at 1,740 compared to, that's the benchmark score that this card actually got. Mind you, these are old cards, except for the 6000 series, a newer card. The 4870 is a 4-year-old technology card, and it's actually cheaper, so Nintendo went the smarter route for a cheaper card that runs a higher score. Basically, the difference of that is basically 512, I think it is, 518 score, which is a big difference when it comes to video benchmark scores. So again, the AMD 4870 just completely demolishes this, now making this 2 times faster than the Xbox 720. Now, the Wii U right now is still the most powerful unit as of 2012 next-gen gaming consoles. So more likely, all games going to be developed here on this bad boy. So we'll have to wait to see what what Sony's going to do. More than likely, they're going to mess with the NVIDIA card. They always have. They just don't know when to leave NVIDIA alone. But as we could tell, the cheaper card, better performance, runs a little bit hotter, but we don't have to worry about that in consoles. The Wii U is 2 times more faster than the Xbox 720, guys. Here you go. Go ahead and thumbs this video up. Thumbs down my last video for being an idiot and not looking up my own research, guys. Have a great one. You can't hold me, son. You can't hold me, son.